Put it back. Now. The voice is a low growl. It slices through the quiet hum of the grocery store's refrigerators. Alana Finch does not flinch. She keeps her back to the man, her focus on the small glass jar of organic honey on the shelf. Her mother needs it for her tea. I said, put it back. This time, a hand clamps down on her shoulder. Hard. The grip is meant to intimidate, to assert instant dominance. Alana turns slowly. She is wearing a gray, nondescript hoodie and worn jeans. Her hair is pulled back in a simple tie. She looks tired. She is tired. The long drive, the nights spent by her mother's bedside, the weight of a world she temporarily left behind. The man is a police officer. His name tag reads Miller. His face is florid, a canvas of broken capillaries and cheap confidence. He is staring at the small bottle of aspirin in her hand. The store's own brand. $3.49. You think you can just walk out with that? Miller sneers. His eyes flick over her, a quick, dismissive inventory. The worn clothes. The color of her skin. He has already tried and convicted her in his mind. Alana's expression remains neutral. She holds up the aspirin. Officer, I have not yet concluded my shopping. Her voice is calm. Precise. Devoid of the fear or anger he expects. This calmness seems to irritate him. It is a language he does not understand. Don't get smart with me. I saw you slip it in your pocket. I did not, Alana states. It is a simple fact, not a defense. A second officer stands a few feet behind Miller. Younger. His name tag says Evans. He looks deeply uncomfortable, his gaze shifting from Miller to Alana to the linoleum floor. He knows this is wrong. He saw her take the aspirin from the shelf not 10 seconds ago. Miller yanks the bottle from her hand. Empty your pockets. It is a command, not a request. Alana does not move. On what grounds? On the grounds that I'm about to arrest you for theft. Miller's voice rises, drawing the attention of other shoppers. He wants an audience. He thrives on public humiliation. She complies. She always complies. It is the first rule of survival, the one drilled into her since childhood. But her compliance is different. It is methodical, observant. She is not a victim. She is a collector of facts. She slowly pulls the insides of her pockets out. Lint. A grocery list. Car keys. Nothing else. Miller's face tightens. He was so sure. His prejudice was a compass, and it had never failed him before. He points at her worn canvas tote bag. The bag. Open it. Officer, you do not have probable cause to search my bag. Alana says, her tone still level. I'll be the judge of that. He snarls, and before she can react, he rips the bag from her shoulder. The strap digs into her skin. He turns it upside down. Her belongings spill onto the dirty floor. A paperback novel. A wallet. A bottle of water. A small pouch with her mother's prescription medications. And a single, bright green apple. Nothing stolen. No contraband. Just the mundane contents of a life. The younger officer, Evans, takes a half-step forward. Dale, maybe we just... Shut it, Evans. Miller snaps without looking at him. He is furious now. Humiliated. His authority has been questioned. His narrative proven false in front of an audience of whispering onlookers. He needs to reassert control. He needs a crime. Alana kneels, her movements deliberate. She begins to gather her things. Her composure is a shield. It is also a weapon. It enrages him more than any shout or struggle ever could. Behind her calm exterior, her mind is a whirlwind of case law and federal statutes. This man, Officer Miller, has already committed multiple violations. Unlawful detention, illegal search, public harassment. She is cataloging every word, every action. She is not just a tired woman in a grocery store. She is Dr. Alana Finch, a senior trial attorney for the Department of Justice. Her specific field? The Civil Rights Division. Her entire career is built on dismantling men exactly like Officer Miller. She is here, in this forgotten town, on compassionate leave. Her mother, a proud woman who raised her alone, is fading. This trip was meant to be a quiet retreat into family and memory, a brief respite from the brutal realities of her job. The irony is a bitter pill. Her job has followed her home. Evans watches the scene unfold, a knot of acid forming in his stomach. He has been partnered with Miller for 6 months. He has seen the casual cruelty, the dismissive stops, the constant stream of slurs muttered under his breath. But this is different. This is a public spectacle built on a lie. He saw the woman's hands. They were empty when she reached for the aspirin. He saw her other items in the shopping basket by her feet. A carton of milk, a loaf of bread, tea, honey. The receipt for the apple she was already eating was probably in her wallet. This is a fabrication. A power trip. Look what we have here, Miller says, his voice dripping with false triumph. He nudges her wallet with the toe of his boot, probably full of cash from her last job. Alana's eyes narrow for the first time. A flicker of steel. She reaches for the wallet, but Miller is faster. He snatches it up. Let's see some ID. He fumbles it open, his thick fingers pulling at the worn leather. That is my private property, Alana says, rising to her feet. Her voice has a new edge. It is the voice she uses in a courtroom just before a cross-examination. Miller ignores her. He pulls out her driver's license. He reads the name. He scoffs. He rifles through the other compartments, his search becoming more frantic, more invasive. He is looking for anything. A forgotten joint. An unpaid ticket. A reason to be right. And then he finds it. Not a crime, but a symbol. A small, creased photograph tucked away behind a credit card. It is a picture of a man in a crisp police uniform, a young black man with a kind smile and proud eyes. Alana's father. He died in the line of duty 30 years ago. Miller pulls the photo out. He holds it between his thumb and forefinger as if it were something unclean. Who's this? Your dealer. Silence. The air in the aisle grows thick. Heavy. Evans feels a chill crawl up his spine. The line has not just been crossed. It has been vaporized. Alana says nothing. Her face is a mask of stone. But inside her, a carefully constructed wall of professional detachment crumbles into dust. This is no longer a case study. This is personal. Miller, emboldened by her silence, lets out a short, ugly laugh. He carelessly drops the photograph. It flutters to the floor, landing face up. And then, with a deliberate twist of his heel, he grinds it into the grimy linoleum. The sound of the photograph tearing is barely audible, but in the ringing silence of the aisle, it is a gunshot. That is the moment, the breaking point, the end of her patience, the end of her compliance, the end of Officer Dale Miller's career. Alana looks down at the ruined image of her father, the man who taught her about justice, the man whose memory she honored with every corrupt official she brought down. Then she looks up at Miller. Her eyes are cold fire. You are making a grave mistake, she says, her voice quiet but carrying the weight of an avalanche. Miller mistakes her stillness for fear. Oh, I'm shaking. You're under arrest. Resisting, disorderly conduct, assault on an officer. I'm sure I can think of a few more. He reaches for his cuffs. This is his ultimate move. He will put her in his car. He will take her to his station. On his turf, he is a king. Dale, no. Evans says, his voice pleading. Just stop. You stay out of this, rookie. Miller barks. He grabs Alana's arm, twisting it behind her back with practiced, painful force. Alana does not resist. She allows him to cuff her. She allows him to march her through the store, past the gawking shoppers. She allows him to shove her into the back of his patrol car. She is no longer just observing. She is setting a trap, and the bait is his own monstrous ego. The ride to the station is short. Miller is gloating, talking to Evans about the lesson he's teaching this uppity. He uses a word that makes Evans's blood run cold. Evans says nothing. He just stares out the window, feeling like a coward. The station is a small, brick building that smells of stale coffee and disinfectant. Miller hauls Alana inside, shoving her toward the booking desk where a bored-looking sergeant sits. The chief of police, a portly man named Brody, wanders out of his office, a half-eaten donut in his hand. What's this, Dale? Chief Brody asks, his tone weary. He is used to Miller's theatrics. Caught a thief down at the foodway. Got aggressive. Real piece of work, Miller says proudly, pushing Alana against the booking counter. I see, Brody says, giving Alana a cursory glance. He sees what Miller saw, a problem to be processed and forgotten. He is the enabler, the one who signs off on the reports and makes the complaints disappear. I would like to make my phone call, Alana says. Her voice is clear and steady. It cuts through the casual, grimy atmosphere of the room. Miller laughs. Sure, call your lawyer. It won't help you. He unlocks one of her cuffs, leaving the other attached to the metal bar on the desk. He gestures to her ruined tote bag, which he'd thrown on the floor. Your phone's in there. I don't need my phone, Alana says. I need my wallet. Chief Brody raises an eyebrow. Miller shrugs, picks up the wallet from the bag, and tosses it onto the counter. Knock yourself out. Alana opens the wallet. Her movements are unhurried. Brody, Miller, and Evans watch, expecting her to pull out a crumpled piece of paper with a number on it. She bypasses the cash. She bypasses the credit cards. Her fingers go to a hidden flap in the leather. She slides something out. It is not a phone number. It is a small, gold shield embedded in a leather holder. Next to it is a laminated identification card. She places it on the counter with a soft, definitive click. The shield glints under the fluorescent lights. The words are unmistakable. United States Department of Justice. The ID card has her photograph. Professional. Serious. And her name, followed by her title. Special Agent Alana Finch, she announces, her voice echoing in the sudden, deafening silence. Department of Justice. Civil Rights Division. She turns her head slightly, her gaze locking onto Miller. And you, Officer Miller, badge number 714, are hereby notified that you are the subject of a federal investigation into criminal civil rights violations. Effective immediately. Time stops. The color drains from Miller's face. He looks as if he has been punched in the gut. The smug certainty, the arrogant swagger, it all evaporates in an instant, replaced by a raw, animal panic. His mouth opens and closes, but no sound comes out. Chief Brody drops his donut. It lands on the floor with a wet smack. He stares at the badge, then at Alana, his mind struggling to reconcile the woman in the hoodie with the immense, terrifying power she has just unleashed in his small-town station. This is a joke, Miller finally stammers. It's fake. Alana's gaze is unwavering. Is it? She then turns her attention to the rookie. Her voice softens slightly, but loses none of its authority. Officer Evans, I will require your full and immediate cooperation. I suggest you begin by giving a truthful account of the events at the grocery store, including the unprovoked assault and the illegal search of my property. Evans is frozen. This is his moment. His career, his conscience, his future, all balanced on the head of a pin. He looks at Miller's panicked face. He looks at Chief Brody's stunned expression. He sees the years of rot and corruption personified in these two men. Then he looks at Alana. He sees justice. He takes a deep breath. He stands up straight. Yes, ma'am, he says, his voice clear and firm. He was out of line. Completely. You had a shopping basket and a receipt for the apple. There was no cause. None at all. Miller lets out a strangled cry. It is the sound of his world ending. Brody, do something, he pleads. But Brody is already backing away, holding his hands up as if to ward off a ghost. He knows what a DOJ investigation means. It means federal agents crawling over every file, every report, every complaint he ever buried. It means the end of his comfortable little kingdom. Alana picks up the phone on the booking desk. Chief Brody, I suggest you instruct your sergeant to remove these cuffs. Now, the sergeant, who has been watching with wide eyes, fumbles for his keys without waiting for Brody's order. He unlocks the cuff. Alana rubs her wrist. She dials a number from memory. It rings twice. This is Finch, she says into the receiver. Code 1. I need a federal response team at the Northwood Police Department, 12 Maple Street. I have a compromised officer and a potential conspiracy to obstruct justice at the command level. And get me Judge Jennings on a secure line. She pauses, listening. Yes. It's personal, she hangs up. The fallout is not just swift. It is biblical. Within 2 hours, black SUVs with federal plates descend on the small town. Agents in crisp suits secure the police station, which is now a federal crime scene. Every file, every computer, every locker is seized. Officer Miller is placed in a holding cell, not one of his own, but a temporary one set up by the arriving agents. He is stripped of his badge and his gun. He sits on a cold bench, weeping. Chief Brody is sequestered in his own office, grilled for 6 straight hours by 2 of Alana's colleagues. His blustering denials quickly crumble into pathetic admissions of negligence and cover-ups. He implicates himself and a half-dozen other officers in a long-standing pattern of abuse and racial profiling. Officer Evans spends his time giving a meticulous, detailed statement. He holds nothing back. He recounts every inappropriate comment, every illegal stop, every time Miller bragged about keeping people in their place. His testimony is a nail in the coffin. Alana, meanwhile, is back in charge. She directs the initial stages of the investigation with cold, efficient fury. She obtains the security footage from the grocery store. It shows everything, a silent, damning film of Miller's lies and aggression. She personally interviews the store manager and the other shoppers who witnessed the event. Late that night, she sits across a table from Judge Marianne Jennings, a formidable federal judge with a reputation for integrity. They are in a makeshift command center at a local hotel. "They stepped on a photo of your father," Jennings says, her voice low. "It is not a question." "They did," Alana confirms. She slides the ruined photograph across the table. The judge looks at it. "Then we will not just reform this department, Alana. We will dismantle it and build something new from the studs up." The weeks that follow are a blur of legal action. Dale Miller is indicted on multiple federal charges, including perjury and deprivation of rights under color of law. He faces a decade in prison. Chief Brody is charged with conspiracy and obstruction of justice. His career is over. His pension is gone. Several other officers are fired or forced into early retirement. The Northwood Police Department is placed under a federal consent decree, a sweeping order forcing total reform. Alana Finch is asked to oversee the transition. She accepts. Her leave is officially over. Her new case is her hometown. 3 months later, Alana stands at a podium in the town's community hall. The room is packed with residents, many of whom had long ago given up hope for fair policing. She is introducing the new interim chief of police, a respected veteran from a neighboring state. In the front row sits Officer Evans. He is no longer a rookie. He has been promoted to detective, a key liaison for the federal reform team. He has become a symbol of integrity, a testament to the fact that one good person can make a difference. Alana's mother is there, too. Her health has improved, her spirit buoyed by her daughter's fierce, unyielding fight for justice. Alana concludes her speech. She doesn't talk about statistics or policies. She talks about principles. She talks about the promise of the badge. She reaches into her pocket and pulls out the ruined photograph of her father. She has had it professionally restored, but the crease is still visible. A scar. A reminder. "This was my father, Sergeant Robert Finch," she says, her voice ringing with emotion. He believed that a police uniform should be a symbol of protection for everyone, not a weapon to be used against the vulnerable. Our work here is to restore that promise. A new beginning, born from a moment of ugliness in a grocery store aisle. A reminder that true authority does not come from a badge or a gun, but from the unwavering courage to stand for what is right, even when you look like you stand alone. The system had been broken. Now, the healing could begin.